Okay, this arena run shows off a really cool strat involving the frog and the new pet, the Doberman. So the Doberman's ability is it gains +5 attack and +5 health and coconut at the start of battle if it's the lowest pet tier in your team. So it is a tier 4, that means you have to have tier 5s and tier 6s, other tier 4s do not count. And the frog, when you get it to level 2, you can sell to swap the stats of 2 abilities. So pretty much my plan here was to buff up a tier 4, in this case a buffalo, and then use level 2 frog to switch his stats over to Doberman so I can pivot into an actually well-statted unit, fill out the rest of the team with tier 5s and tier 6s, and it worked out really well. Like, this could actually be good. Frog does not have many purposes, but this is one unit where Frog could have some actually good potential, and that's pretty cool to see, because the Frog's so unhappy. Look at that face. It's so sad. We should really cheer it up. But yeah, and then the start of this run just went for I was trying to get a bunch of tier 4s, so one way to do that is to just get a tier 3 pet and then save all the combines for turn 5. So that's kind of what the plan was. And the ladybugs, good tempo just to buy food so I don't lose the early rounds. Actually went against Aiden there, recognize that name, always cool to see. But there's only 5 days to Halloween. Been watching some more horror movies, and I watched one called Oculus, and it was actually really good. I think it's the best horror movie I've seen in quite a while. I would recommend it if you're into horror movies. You can watch it for free right now. And yeah, so the director of that movie was actually the same person who directed Doctor Sleep, which is an interesting movie because it's actually a sequel to The Shining, but it's also like it's very different because The Shining apparently is not actually that similar to the book that Stephen King wrote. Stanley Kubrick took a bunch of liberties and changed a whole bunch of things and probably made it better overall, honestly. And instead, the Doctor Sleep kind of goes back to like the original story and follows up on that. So like the part of The Shining that I didn't really care about was actually the Shining part, like the actual supernatural ability kind of thing. Just like the going crazy in like that mansion and the performance and like the tension and all that. I don't know. It's just a really good movie. It's definitely worth watching. Doctor Sleep, it's not bad. I'd say they tried for sure to make it a actually good movie, and I think it's even though it's very different and it's like honestly like completely different than The Shining. Pretty much no relation it feels like except for kind of the very brief period of like them showing off the Shining ability thing. And I guess like they do I mean, kind of spoiler for Doctor Sleep. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but there's like some fanfare till the end where they kind of recreate a lot of the shots from The Shining that I think are kind of unnecessary. But yeah, so it's the same director of that, and this is I think it's like 20. Oh man, I already forgot 2013 or something like that. But it is I don't know. I thought it was very good. I would recommend. It's about I guess I could just give a brief description without spoiling anything in case maybe someone already clicked off the video to go watch the movie. I wouldn't blame you. I mean, a movie's kind of better content than what you're seeing right now. But as you can see, I got the buffalo and the frog, so kind of just working towards level 2 frog. It is quite an investment. Need 9 gold for that. But in this case, it seems actually worth it. But yeah, so the movie is about pretty much. It's got some interesting themes. It's not just like a standard horror movie. It's got some themes of like facing a traumatic experience and like trying to overcome that experience later on. So there's kind of like flashback scenes between like when they were kids, when they experienced the event, and then back when they're like a bit older. And it involves just this like mirror that has some crazy effects, and they don't know if like they're going crazy or not. You don't know what's real. It's a good movie. Yeah, I would just recommend it. All right, so finally get to pivot the Doberman. It's turn 9. Perfect timing, so I can combine the frogs for a tier 6. I guess I could also just try to get a tier 5 if I happen to get like frog early on. But frog's not the best tempo, so usually I just decide, well, not usually, but in this case I decide to just take frog a bit later and try to get to level 2. So looking for just tier 5s and tier 6s. There's a lot of things you can fill out the team with Doberman. I feel like this is weird to just like suddenly pivot from talking about a random thing that has nothing to do with Super Autopets and then just talking about the game again. But it works for me. So there's a lot of different like combos you can go for. You can go for like a tiger, snake, fly kind of build. That's a lot of good tier 6s. Of course, you can go for scaling like T-Rex, Poodle, Monkey, whatever that is, Seal, Cat, all those good things. Or you can go for Tiger Octo as well. That's just insanely good tempo. And as you can see, just finishing off the buy sells here. Get to 31-31. Pretty solid stats overall, or 33. Then we get to sell the frog, you get to see the swap of the stats, and now we get to sell this 4-5 buffalo for 2 gold. And it works out perfectly. So a 33 Doberman, really a 38 with coconut. At this point, a very strong unit. On turn 10, I mean, this kind of also shows off the power of buffalo. Like, I didn't even get early buffalo, right? I think this was just a turn 7 buffalo, and I've already got this crazy stats. Getting early buffalo, huge advantage. It's still one of the best scalers in the game, probably. And anytime you can get an early scaler, it's usually a massive advantage. That's kind of like the point of trying to get early triple ups. Either that or just like good tempo, I guess. But yeah, cruising through the teams, and now what do I actually want to do? There's Stegosaurus in this pack, so that's also some good tempo. I guess buy, sell, crow just for the chocolates. You could argue that's not worth it since you could just find chocolates normally right now. Leopard is not bad, but I don't really have any scaling at the moment, so it wouldn't be super amazing here. If I happen to find like a T-Rex or something, that could kind of pair pretty well with the leopard. Maybe Husky. Husky does end up buffing the Doberman, and it would buff the tiger, could buff the leopard. Wouldn't be too bad. And, oh, what a team. That is really unfortunate. Scorpion at the front with Lionfish is nasty. So that absolutely, I did not think of that. They countered my coconut because, you know, originally I was like, hey, we're good against Scorpion. We got coconut. And then just Lionfish destroyed me. So I'm going to probably have to change up the positioning here and just go Tiger Octo in front to kind of make sure we don't get Scorpion cheese like that again. Because I am unlethal. And Tiger Octo in front is usually just best anyway to pop any potential melons or peppers that they have. And we got 3 shots to do it. Plus, we killed their snake. Look at that. The Tiger Leopard, Tiger Octo combo just instantly killed their snake. So that's pretty nice. And so many things in shop. Look at that shop, actually. That's 5 pets. All that I wanted. And there's the scaling. There's the T-Rex. So that also means I can only buy 2 things a turn, and I already have 5 things frozen, so that's not looking great. Only got 3 turns left, so I gotta decide what I actually want to go for here. Could go for level 2 Leopard, could go for level 3 Octo, and look at that. Oh, he'll love to see it. I don't even know if this is much of a Doberman run anymore. It's more just a Tiger Octo run, but Tiger Octo is still super good. They tried to, like, quote, nerf it. Barely any nerf, if you ask me. It's still super good. One of the best units in the game, I would say. At least as far as its ability. But we'll see what they do in the future. I'm sure they're going to continue adjusting things in the game, hopefully. And we'll wait for pack 4. That round was pretty close. Could take... I think I accidentally rolled past a pepper here. Or, well, okay, there's the pepper. And then another tiger. So this is the last round. You can skip the T-Rex buff if there was something that I could level up, but nothing actually is able to get a level up at the moment. So just a really strong team. Scorpion dies in 1 hit. You can see the Octo survives because of the pepper, absolutely destroys things, and then finish it off with the Doberman with coconut. Really solid team, pretty cool strategy. I would recommend trying it out. I wouldn't say it's going to work every time since like the best scaler is Buffalo and you're not going to find it every time. But overall, very good strat. Thanks for watching. See ya.